What's good, family? Um, it's a wonderful day. It's Thursday, October 1st, 2020. It's your main man, Andy Brown, putting it down right here. Welcome to the Online Happy Hour. This is what we do. We're going to have some real talk, some real discussions about some real issues that go on in our real world. Shout out to all the folks who have been listening here for the past few weeks. I definitely want to thank you for making time for what we do and engaging and being enlightening and being entertained and also getting some good game from what I bring each and every week. So if you don't know, you can follow your boy on all my social media platforms. Follow me at Andy Brown Speaks. You can also be sure to tune in on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your YouTube for that matter, and just follow your boy right here, man. The platforms are going to be there. You can catch me live right here if you paid your phone bill and you've got internet access. You can just log in, check this out every Tuesday night and every Thursday night from 7 o'clock p.m. until 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I come with some real, man. I don't let back. I was doing some things in the studio in Dallas, Texas for a wonderful, wonderful period of time. Had some wonderful folks jump in and chime in with me, and it was a ball. So the tables have shifted. People have moved on to other things in their life, but the platform is still here. So be sure to tell a friend. This link that you have right here, hit the comment button, spit some info to me. Go ahead and share this information. And we're going to dive into some wonderful things, man. I've got some stuff I want to talk about and share. I want to share some thoughts that you all have about what's been going on as well. And it's really time that we have a platform that all of us can come together and talk about this. I'm your facilitator, your life coach, your host, the author, the motivator, and the friend. So hit your boy up, Andy Brown Speaks. That is my handle. And you can also chime in and weigh in on the show if you want to call in as well. The phone number is going to be right there, 847-47-ILIFE. Again, 847-47-ILIFE. You have enough buttons. You've been texting long enough to know where those letters are on your cell phone. So I'll be able to hit that up, call in, weigh in, give me some insight. You can text me if you have my personal number. But if not, we can have some fun. We can have some fun and talk about this. On Tuesday, had a wonderful discussion topic. For those of you all who missed that, shame on you. You know what time we're going to be here. You know how to reach us, and you know what's going on in the world. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover. If you did not see the presidential debate on Tuesday, I talked about a little bit about that. What are we voting for? And it kind of led into some heated discussions, man, between U.S. President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. And for a minute there, those grumpy old men were about to go at it. I mean, it looked like it was about to go down. You know, they were about to just, if it hadn't been for social distancing, then I think they would have really walked up on each other and just tried to touch some face with some knuckles in public. So the mediator didn't really do too much of a good job in controlling the atmosphere. And shame on him for not being able to do that. So we have to learn levels of control and see what's really going on. And also, man, pay attention to really look at the fact of the matter is we still have people who are very emotional, bickering about the state of our future. What we're going to do with people that look like us and people that act like us and live like us is in the control and the hands of someone who behaves in that manner. So put your thinking caps on, talk about this. I'm going to dive off into this. Let me go ahead. I made sure I paid my bill for the first of the month. And we got some interesting stuff to talk about. So I'm going to lay out the agenda, which means what we're going to talk about, what we're going to discuss, and the reason why it's important. So what we're discussing is very, very, very intricate because it somewhat relates to what happened during the debates. And in another part, it discusses some of the things that goes on in our life and our lifestyle. And what's most importantly, the reason why we're going to be talking about this topic is because it's happening more often than not. And if we don't put some understanding and rectify the situation, then we will never get to the ultimate goal of providing solutions and moving forward. So we have to take the steps to walk there, get there, and do it the right way. because a lot of lives are going to be affected by some of the decisions that we do. Some of the people around us are going to get hurt physically, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. There's going to be some pain and issues that are going to get involved in that. So let's just take some precautions in that. Okay. You can call in, holler at your boy, 847-47-iLife. You can weigh in the chat room. You can talk to me on the thread. I'll give some shout outs, man. I'll give some game, and let's have some fun. I see Nikki's already joined us. Ooh-wee. Folks, be in for a treat. Fellas, you may not like what we talk about tonight. Ladies, you might need to hear what we talk about tonight. And everybody else, get your kids, get your sons, get your daughters. Some of y'all even get your pets, because this is going to open up a whole nother category. I'm here. The drink has been poured. The game is about to get laced. Make sure your internet provider has taken care of you in your service area, because tonight, as we discuss this topic, and I lay down the information here, the thoughts and ideas displayed today on the online happy hour do not reflect those who are chiming in on multiple internet platforms, but it does reflect those who are willing to give their input, share their opinions, and go ahead and talk to us about what goes on in their life as we talk about 10 reasons, the top 10 reasons, that is, why men lie. Now, why is this the topic? Why you want to go there, man? What's going on with that? What the fellas got to talk about? Why I got to be pointing to the fellas? Well, because we do. And there are different reasons why we do that. Fellas, you ever get that look from your lady, man, and she cuts you kind of side eye and it kind of burns this side of your face a little bit? Have you ever been in that situation? Even when the truth will do, there's some issues that are going on out there to why people are just lying. You saw it on the presidential debates. You've seen it in the NFL games that are going on. They're calling the wrong play. They're calling this and that. Things just aren't lining up. And we're going to talk about those reasons and find out how this applies to some of the things that you've seen and how we can go forward from there. Let's always get a solution. My Bible readers who are out there, and everything that you get understanding. And this is the platform to do that without you having to feel judged, dress a certain way, or even give an offering at the end. So let's go ahead and dive off into it. I got 10 reasons, man. And I've been thinking about this for a very long time. I've done this once before on a similar platform, but the reasons have shifted some other ways. They may different categories falling in different places, but let's really dive into this. So as I hit you with number 10 in the top 10 reasons why men lie, break that down. Number 10 is because the bottom line, it is number 10, is they're controlling. There are men out there who want to control the atmosphere. So if it's not lining up with what you say or what you want, they're going to lie about it to maintain that control. Usually, part of being a man, if you will, in a relationship is having that control, having dominion over what he's doing. And often, if they don't admit it, some women like to be submissive. Some want you to take control and take command and let you lead the way. And I mean, who can really blame you for that? You want to be led, but you want to be led the right way. So some men will just lie just because they want some control. They want to be able to dominate the relationship and stand up in that thing, even when he's not sure of what he's doing and why he's doing it. But it sounds good. Somebody else told him that. And yeah, he wants to be the head dude, pat himself on the chest and move forward and make it look like he knows exactly what in the hell he's talking about and going through. So control is a big, big issue with men when we're dealing with lying. So keep that in mind. Take some notes if you need to. Hit some info up in the chat. I'll thoroughly explain this if and when need be. So be able to keep that in your repertoire and notice that when you're dealing with your own relationships, ladies and gentlemen. Number 9, top 10 reasons why men lie. He's immature. Okay, let's just go ahead and get it out there. I'm not going to hold anything back. There's a level of maturity and level of confidence when somebody is controlling and they just want to be that tough guy. They may not really know how to do certain things. With maturity comes understanding. Okay, and understanding comes honesty. And you may not always get that up front. You may not always get that immediately. But what happens to go on in the long run, you have to nip that in the bud. Okay, really nip that in the bud because that level of maturity is just not there. And once you mature, you come into a realization that lies really just aren't worth it because you're holding yourself back from growing and maturing in that light. And you have to really see that immaturity, you're still doing things that you did if you're in your 30s, and you're still doing things in your 20s and your teens. That level of maturity just isn't there yet. Um, a lot of trouble that can be had with that, a lot of drama that can come with that. And we'll talk about that later. But you want to recognize that there's levels of immaturity. And if a man has yet to realize and acknowledge these things, and I'll be honest with you, ladies, um, he's going to be telling lies that are just not even serious, and um, lies that just don't make sense because it doesn't benefit anybody. Just some old silly shit. It's just immature, just a freaking kid. And you've probably seen that. If you want to share some incidences, the chat room is open for you there. And the phone line is always open for you as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. That maturity is just not youngsters, man. I know you've seen this in many occasions. Some people say that when you date an older man, ladies, that you find that they want to eliminate some of that immaturity because they're going to someone who's a little bit older. He looks more mature. He kind of carries himself a bit more mature. He could be stuck in a time warp, but that's neither here nor there. It doesn't have to speak to his level of maturity. But there's a way that you have to learn how to nurture and grow from past relationships and past incidences, and even things that may not have happened to you. I myself have learned dealing with relationships based on what I've seen my peers and family members go through. So it's some stuff that I don't want to deal with because I've seen the cause and effect on how some of those things transpired. I went through some things personally because I wasn't in a position, mature wise, to be honest with myself. So if you're not going to be honest with yourself, it's going to be very difficult to be honest with somebody else. So we have to look at that level of maturity. It's just not there, that we can't really talk to because that person's mindset isn't already there. Okay. So we're looking at two of those. Top 10 reasons why men lie. Let's look at number 8 if we can. Number 8, and I know y'all ready for this. Let me go and get my sip. Drinking this Harvey Wallbanger tonight. Feeling that bad boy too. Yeah. Number 8, top 10 reasons why men lie is because there is a desire for sex. Period. There is just a desire for sex. That's all he wants. Does not want to pass go. Does not want to collect $200. He just wants to hit that ass and tap it. Okay. A lot of people realize this over time. I know y'all want to talk about this one because this is where the conversation gets moist, and this is where the weight starts to shift in the chair. And some of y'all may turn this off, but some of y'all may go and invite some other people by sharing the link. Most men really realize this, but it's not always the most effective approach to getting it. Lying about where you live and lying about what you do. And, I'm gonna beat that up all night. And I kind of have a feeling of, you've been wanting it for a long time, girl, and I'm about to give it to you. And typically that can work. If you're speaking to a certain mindset, if she's been craving and been wanting, and you can kind of smell it in the air that she's ready. But if you're not really in line with that yourself, it's not going to work long term, fellas. And I can guarantee you and assure you, you don't want to leave her in a situation where you finish early and she still has to carry on without you. What does that mean? Is she going to leave the room? Is she going to walk away from it? No, bro. You're going to bust yours and not be ready for round 2 and round 3. And she's going to either have to use her hands, use your hands, use a toy, grab some other devices, and get hers on because you talked a good game. You lied about the situation and you weren't there to stand up and back it up and perform. So this is why a lot of men lie, to get between the sheets and to get in between them legs and slide up in there because you're lying, man. You're lying to yourself. Okay. You're lying about the situation, you're lying about what you're going to do. And it's not very helpful to benefit you and that young lady. So why do we do that in the bedroom? Well, you may see what you're attracted to, right? she looks good, she smells good, she's somebody you want to be, but you've been lusting after those photos, trying to slide up in that DM, um, trying to whisper all the right things and send nasty text messages, and you're probably not getting a good response that way because she's not feeling you, bro. And that's not the way you are going to or need to approach that said woman. So let me just kind of give you some advice. Just be honest about it, man. Just say what's on your mind. Be honest, and watch the results change a little bit from where you are, where you think you want to be, and what actually happens. There's a term that goes out, and we call it Lloyd. All right. There's a Lloyd for all of us who are at a certain age and a certain level of maturity. You may be familiar with who Lloyd is. I'm not talking about the singer. I'm not talking about Uncle Lloyd, or I'm not talking about Cousin Lloyd down the street. I'm not talking about Lloyd Banks. I'm talking about Lloyd, Lloyd, lying on your dick. Okay, that's not what you want to do in certain situations, because the rumor has it. The old wives' tale says every time you lie on your dick, your penis shrinks about 2 or 3 inches. So all that lying that you're doing is putting you in a bad situation. So you don't want to sit up here and lie and say that you've been with somebody, just for some locker room talk. Yeah, man, I used to hit that, or I used to do that. It's not where you want to go. You're not wanting to lie on these situations. So stay away from these areas, man. That's not the haps. That's not the biz. And ladies, you will thank him later, because you don't know how she's labeling you already. You don't know where that's going, because she could be thinking, "Oh, this dude is you a hoe. You slutting yourself out there. Are you even getting tested? You got all this physical game that you're coming with, but are you practicing safe sex?" And a lot of folks are doing it. They're lying on themselves. You probably ain't had an HIV or an AIDS test since George Bush was in office, and that's not cool. Check your body, man. Go to the doctor. See what that's all about. You have to be able to take care of yourself. And when you bring something back to your lady, just make sure it's the truth and good conversation, or maybe a nice gift. But you don't want to bring no nasty shit to the bedroom, breathing bad and bleeding and leaking certain fluids. That ain't cool, man. It's not what that is. So we're talking about the top 10 reasons why men lie. If you're just now tuning in, definitely want us to give a thank you, man. Share the link, talk to your people, let them know what's happening, man. I'm diving off into this bad boy. Okay, got roughly about 30% done, and there's a whole lot more to go. So, top 10 reasons why men lie. Number 7, ladies, he really wants to impress you. Okay, the Pied Piper, the Georgie Porgy is going to be out there. That same mentality sits well for generations, and from one angle, you can almost look at it like it's a compliment. He wants to impress you, and flowers and candy and the edible arrangements, and dropping you to $40. The brother wants to do all that just to get in good with you wherever you are. I mean, let's be honest with you. He's trying to impress you because he's giving these gifts. He may not be speaking to your love language, but he's giving you gifts because, well, honestly, he doesn't really feel good enough to get you on his own. He wants to buy your attention. He wants to impress you, hopefully thinking that you will see the stuff on the way to seeing him. It's a nice gesture. Trust me, it is. A lot of times when people say that, oh, that was very thoughtful, you didn't have to do that. In a subtle way, they're telling you these things. You didn't have to necessarily do that. I can see you where you are. You don't have to really buy me anything or show me this attention, but you got it out there. Now, there's people out there that'll say, hey, it ain't tricking if you got it. Well, chances are that was your intention. You were lying about what you have, because now you're going to have to keep this lie up. You're going to have to keep doing that. If you're wanting to impress her by, taking her to get her toes done, or, taking her to nice restaurants, if you're leading off this way, and ladies will tell you this, this is the way that you got my attention. Now you have to keep my attention at this very same level. And are you willing to do that? Are you willing to be the flowers and the candy? And are you willing to stop watching football because you want to spend time with her, and you want to hold hands while you go shopping? Nah, man. Just be honest with yourself. Be real enough to say, you know what, I like you. Do you like flowers? Let me get you some flowers. It may not be on a regular basis, but you got enough sense, enough game to go ahead and do that from time to time. You may take her to her favorite restaurant, and that's cool. But you don't want to sit there and have her ass getting big because y'all eating steaks and shit every freaking week. That's not what you want. You liked her at the size she was. It's good to have a good meal, but every now and then, have some vegetables, man. Take some walks. And you don't have to do all that. That is so unnecessary, bro, to really do that, or even for that matter, sometimes guys will rent cars. I've seen people do this. They'll rent a car. Hey, my car's in the shop right now, or I can't get to you, but this is my other vehicle. My other car's in the shop. Stop that, man. That is not necessary. You do not have to be that guy to continually go on and on, lying about your situation. Now, if your car's in the shop, postpone the event. I'm pretty sure she'll understand, or see if she's willing to drive. And if she ain't got no car either, then I don't even know what you're doing trying to date in the first place. But think about that, man. Just think about where you are, what you're looking to do, and why you feel the need to get stuff all the time. You heard me mention about love language. Okay. Uh, Not everybody's language is gifts. Some people enjoy quality time. Some people enjoy words of affirmation. You have to know what their love language actually is and speak to that to get their attention. So, fellas, be sure that when you're looking to get with somebody and you want to either impress them, the best way you can really do that is by being yourself. And why do you say, man, why you got to have this conversation? Well, there's some people in their 30s and 40s and even 50s, man, who don't know this, who didn't have that conversation, who haven't seen that example. They only learn by listening to either bad advice, their television, their music, or you're just trying to wing it based on situations that really didn't work out for you. And you continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and get frustrated with the situations that you put yourself in. I saw a post today on social media where someone said that, I'm done with dating. It's just too much. Like, well, all right, we're giving a little too much energy into something that's not in reciprocity to what we really need. So we got to think about the kind of energy, who we're accepting, and people are just giving of themselves and lying, man. They're lying. They're not even being honest about it. They're not being honest about their situation. They're just trying to come and fly by night and just be unreal. Okay. Top 10 reasons why men lie. I hope you all are getting some insight on this. Are y'all learning something from me tonight? Is this making sense? Go on to put some thumbs up in there, man. Hit some hearts. Let me know you're in here. And again, share this with a friend. Share this page, man. Share this conversation, because it's really time to really open up and talk about this and pop open this can. I'm gonna have me one good sip. I'm about to hit number 6 in just a minute, because it is important. So again, follow me on different platforms. You can see me on social media right here on your Facebook page. If you're watching later on YouTube, you can catch me in the social media groups, and even on Twitter. I'm going to be dropping some insight there. If anybody happened to see, I just kind of want to go back to the debates, man. We're talking about dating and lying. Did you happen to see in the debates when Biden and Trump were going at it, and they were asking the president to denounce white supremacy, and he changed it up to a different term, the Proud Boys? Did that not just kind of open up your eyes on something? Like, wait, regardless of what it was, okay, regardless of what it was, whatever you may call it, if they were asking you to, are you willing to say this, and you didn't do it specifically, is that considered a lie? Right? That he's asking you to denounce white supremacy, and he says, "What do you want me to call it? What do you want me to say?" And he didn't say it exactly like that. So I'm not saying that he didn't do it, but now keep this in mind. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but there's wordplay that people do to not necessarily address the main issue, but they do talk about it. And do you give that type of attention considered a lie? Okay. It was addressed, but maybe not directly. So is it a lie? Think about that and ponder on that as we kind of navigate through this. Because sometimes we'll say things, and not really give all of it or not address it in totality. But is that really lying? Think about it. Just kind of put that in your cerebellum for just a moment and think about that. Let's kind of talk about this. We're still here. The top 10 reasons why men lie. I'm gonna hit number 6, which is kind of cool. It's kind of something to think about. Number 6 is he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Okay. Now we're tapping on the emotions of things inside of you. Okay. And if you've shown yourself to be with somebody who gets upset, uh, who gets dramatic, man, and when he tells you the truth, it doesn't work. Sometimes we lie when the truth will do because we don't want to hurt your feelings. We know in that level of sensitivity, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't want to open up a can that doesn't have to be addressed, or I don't want to essentially make you think that I'm doing something. I just want to maintain a level of peace. Okay. I don't want to hurt your feelings. You've seen the old memes and the old statements, baby, does this dress make me look fat? Well, not necessarily. I think you look very good in that. And that's the reason why I brought up the whole, Trump and the Proud Boys thing. I said it, but I didn't really address it in totality. Okay. Just kind of want to, keep the peace there. I didn't want to really hit that, but I did. Yes, no. Okay. Do you enjoy my cooking? And I mean, let's be honest with you. If her macaroni and cheese uh tastes like shoestrings with cheese flavor, and she really ain't got it going on like that, what are you gonna say? You know, nah, this is nasty as hell. You can don't dodge the truth, but then there's a level of just kind of not addressing it in totality to say that, well, I appreciate something different every now and then. I'm not with you for your macaroni and cheese, or there's probably something else that you enjoy cooking more than that. But and address it that way. Take a look at it that way, in that perspective. Shout out to Ali for being on here. Yeah, I know lies are the worst, uh, but it is what it is. It does address some issues, and it happens more often than not. So you have to be able to look at that and have enough love for your significant other and have enough compassion for someone to really know that, hey, I'm not doing this just because I feel like it, or it's an immature thing, or I'm trying to control the situation. Right now, I'm lying. I'm not being totally honest because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Okay. Oh my God. Um, your son, let's just say you're in a blended family, right? And he or she may have a child that is outstanding in a sport, and then your child comes along and they're really not that good, but you want to go out there and support them and what they do. And I mean, you know little Timmy just sucks at football. I mean, he's lining up, he's running backwards. It's not his thing, but mom wants him to be active and he wants her to do all these things, but he's not that good. Oh, little Timmy's out there. Did you see him run? Yeah, but nah, it's not. Maybe we should try soccer, or maybe we should try band, or maybe we should just, leave him to his video games. It's not necessarily the thing for him to do. I'm not saying that we're lying, but yeah, maybe so, because you're not completely honest in the situation in totality. Okay. It happens more often than not. And it is really done just to spare feelings. Okay. Yes, ladies, you know that, green is your favorite color, right? And we know how much you enjoy wearing the color green, but it just doesn't look good on your skin. Okay. It doesn't look good with your eyes or the way that you're wearing your hair. You're infatuated with the look, but he may not be really feeling that. And, he may offer you to wear a hat every now and then or wherever you're going. I don't know. You just got to be able to know that we do it to suppress the feelings. Don't really want to hurt your feelings on this issue, but hey, what are you gonna do? What can you do, man? It's a tough situation, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most painful ones in this top 10 of reasons why men lie. I hope y'all are having some good game insight tonight. I hope y'all are sharing this information. I'm seeing the numbers trying to raise up here, and my personal phone line is just on the blow up, and need to have another sip. I'm not going to address that, man. You know what to hit us up. The chat room is open. The phone line is open. Hit me up if you want to talk about this. You can call in. We'll let the people hear what you have to say. The show is going to be live. You can hit 847-47 iLife is the call-in number. Again, 847-474-5433 is that call-in number. So we're talking about reasons why men lie. This is getting interesting. Shout out to Todd. Shout out to Billy out there. I see Nikki in the chat room, and I'm seeing people just steadily coming in, tiptoeing into the show. Welcome. This is the Online Happy Hour. Your main man, Andy Brown, is going to be able to kick down and hit you with some real game every now and then. Every Tuesday and every Thursday, I hit it real good and talk to you where you need to be and how we need to learn. So what I want to do is just kind of recap because I've hit 5. And we're going to kind of just rewind this thing and make sure everybody's up to speed on where we are if you're just now tuning in. So top 10 reasons why men lie. Number 10, we talked about it. It was because he's controlling. Okay. The brother has a level of control. He wants to dominate, and he's going to say everything he needs to do to stay in power. You've seen that on the debates. You've seen this in your personal life. And hopefully you've not going to have to deal with this on a regular basis. Number 9, he's immature. It's real talk. He's not quite there mentally to be prepared and be on the same level of playing field that you are when it comes to a relationship. Number 8, there's a desire for sex that is always there, and he just wants to say the right things. Number 7 kind of goes hand in hand with that. Number 7 is he wants to impress you. Some old Georgie Porgy type stuff, and lots of compliments, lots of stuff. Not really speaking to your love language, but wants to impress you where you are. Number 6, doesn't want to hurt your feelings. And that's where we're just kind of leaving off right now, because you got some folks out there who just, it just ain't right. And I mean, we know, he knows, that if you hear it the wrong way, it's going to be an explosion and it's not going to go too well. So that's one of those situations where you have lying when the truth will do. You can lie about it. You can be honest about it, but man, it's just to spare your feelings. And I know you say, yes, be honest with us, tell me the truth. But if he told you the truth and he hurt you, how would you really feel about that? Consider that on your own, ladies. Consider that really where you are. If he really told you how he felt, how could you truly handle that? Do you really prepare yourself? Because that is an emotional move right there. Do I look good in this outfit? Do you look at the way my baby's out there playing? There's a level of reward that you're expecting, and you don't get that same reward. You don't get that enjoyment, and you don't get that same connection. So how do you respond? Is it anger? Is it frustration? Are you going to be mad about this? What is this, October 1st? Are you going to hold this kind of as a cloud over his head all the way through the holidays? Chances are it could happen. You say no, but in the back of your mind, that level of emotion and intensity is going to flare up, and you could be like, nah, I remember when you said this, and we just try to dodge it all the way around. So it's not, nah. I remember in a situation, I want to harp on this for a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward in just a minute, but I'm gonna harp on this, man. I was open with my feelings on a situation like this in a relationship, man, and open this thing up. And I was completely honest. You know what? I don't like it. I think it was a coat or something. I had, whatever the case may be. I said I didn't like it, and she was like, "Oh my God, I really love the way you look at it," but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. You know, I was a little young, you know, for my build. But hey, um, what can you do? But you know, I wore it because that was something that she liked to see me in. It was not comfortable. I did not approve of it, but hey, that's what she wanted to see me in. And I told her, you know, I just, you know, after a while it passed, I was like, I'm wearing this because of you. Right? I really don't like it. It's not really my flavor. It's not something I want to deal with, but I'm gonna like it because that's what you wanted me to wear. And I mean, she pitched a fit. She was thoroughly upset, 38 hot at me the whole time. Well, you didn't have to wear it. You didn't have to say you didn't like it. I mean, I told you I didn't like it, but we just kept kind of going back and forth. And listen, you don't want to open up that door. It's highly unnecessary, and just maintain level of peace, man. Just don't even go there. If you experience that yourself, brothers, I feel for you. Ladies, if you've ever had to do that, man, it's an emotional situation. And I hear you out there saying, if you're chiming in, well, what about the men? What about the ladies? You know, sometimes we have to do that too. And I get that. But tonight we're addressing the top 10 reasons why men lie. Now, you'll get your opportunity. We can talk about that on another platform of the show. But tonight we're discussing the top 10 reasons why men lie. Okay. We're here with it. We're going to talk about it. The platform is here. We're open. We're engaged. We're discussing it. Ali said, I said that to someone, and they said that they don't get the desired result when they're honest. What in the world is that? You don't get the desired result when you're honest? When the truth will do. Ooh. You see how relative this is? You just never know who's touching, who this is touching, whose spirit is getting involved in this, and how important this particular topic is tonight. So, moving on, halfway through the top 10 reasons why men lie. Number 5, and honestly, he's insecure. Okay, bring it on back. Talk about the situation. Let you know where he is. He's insecure. We about to get some real tonight. I hope y'all are ready. Well, that's good. Sometimes men lie because they're just insecure about the truth. Okay? He wants to impress you so much that he puts up this front, you know, studying like his daddy. Uh, if he thinks for some reason that if you knew the truth about him, you wouldn't like him, you know, and in all honesty, because that's where I'm going to be tonight. Men who might be insecure about what they do for a living and even how old they are. Well, what difference does that make? What difference does you know what you do for a living and how old you are? Well, why is that an issue? Well, because you have men out there who are not proud of where they are with their life today. You know, they're relating that insecurity onto you. If he doesn't discuss his money, right? If he's not willing to open up and talk about, you know, how much money he makes, he knows his paycheck. He knows how long he's been at that job. It's an issue. If he's not willing to open up about, you know, what he does for a living and he has to, you know, overhype his role, he's insecure, man. You know, he's going to work, he's punching the clock, he's making his check, but at the same time, he would leave that platform in a heartbeat if something better came along. Okay? Because he himself is not satisfied where he sits at that point in his life. And he's insecure about his age because he's thinking, I should be further along in my life than I am right now. Okay? We have people who think this way. And we have a society who is flashy, who's instantaneous, who's judging. You know, you may have gone through quite a few things, and you just aren't in a position to where you're finding yourself starting over again and again and again. The choices that you make, the way the economy may have put you, or you know the the lack of being able to balance your own checkbook, whatever it may be, wherever you want to point the blame, it all kind of starts back with that individual. I don't care what you say. If you want to blame, the market crash, or you want to blame that bad relationship you were in, or if you want to blame, the boss that gave you a hard time, whatever the case may be, if you're not in the situation where you want to be, ultimately you, sir, ma'am, have the control over that. And you have to acknowledge that and put that in your place. So if you're insecure about where you are and you try to date, let's say, out of your league or out of your level, there's a level of confidence that you're just not hitting yourself or seeing yourself to obtain based on how you feel about yourself, fellas. And we bring that into relationships so many times over. So hence you have the controlling attitude, and you have somebody who is immature, or you have someone that is speaking just for sex, because as you begin to climb that ladder and you see these behaviors take place, then you begin to see that he's just trying to really impress you, because that's not really him. He's insecure about his own self, and it's a painful thing not to be happy with self and then want to bring somebody else into that. Man, that's bringing me down just thinking about and talking about that, man. That is woo. That ain't what you want, fellas. So sometimes you gotta learn to back up a little bit, or even date according to where you are in your life. Look, don't try to shoot for Beyonce, bro. And you hitting bubble wrap, on the job, and you cleaning urinals. Not to say that you can't obtain it, man, but your level of confidence has to be to the point to where I can see myself doing this, and whatever it is I'm doing, I can obtain it, and I can be recognized by whomever is going to be around me. Women are going to be attracted to confidence, number one. And if you're constantly putting yourself down, or constantly, digging at certain pains and not even accepting compliments yourself, fellas, you're going to find yourself in a long lifetime of struggle that you're bringing on self. And that's not fair to bring anybody else into that. It's uncool. You don't want to do it. Yeah. Total levels of immaturity, man. You don't want that. Insecurity, just not cool. The top 10 reasons why men lie, talking about this, hitting. Ooh. Can I hit number 4, y'all, across the head? Let me go ahead and have another sip, because this, Harvey Wallbang is hitting. Number 4, dude just got a shady past, right? He's not who he says he is, okay? Sometimes we've had negative experiences all across the board with exes, and we have been mentally conditioned to lie to avoid drama and pain, okay? I don't want to get you caught up in all of that, what I was doing, and you don't need to be knowing about where I was, what I've been through. All you need to know about what's going on with me right here. No. Listen, if a man always got shouted at by his ex-girlfriend for spending too much time with him, then he may get used to lying about it, right? If he got accustomed to a certain behavior that went on previously, that it becomes a lifestyle, right? It becomes a way that you are doing things, and just because you meet somebody else, now you want to try to change on the outside so they can see you maneuver a certain way to appease them for their level of comfort. But eventually, who you are is who you are. You're going to, fall back on certain habits because that's your lifestyle. Okay, not to say that you can't change or be a different person, but if who you are is who you are, you're not going to automatically make a change unless it is for a drastic need, concern, or increase that you're looking to do. You're suppressing, that level of insecurity is going to take over. But if you're looking to grow and become a different person, that has to happen because that's what you want, first of all, not because you want to connect to somebody else, right? See it for what it is, man. Um, and take the opportunity, fellas, to heal from your past. Okay. A lot of times we kind of take that baggage and continue to move on and move on and move on because we're not uh, honest with ourselves in previous situations, and we're not allowing ourselves to heal from something that we've gone through many times before. Something may have happened to you back in 2002, and 18 years later, you're still dealing with that same thing because you haven't allowed yourself to heal from it. One, you haven't addressed it to even recognize it as a problem. And two, most importantly, you don't know or take the time to take the proper steps to heal from it. You know, I've seen people talk about cancer, lately. Here, the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we hear people talk about things that they've been through, and we recognize that cancer touches the body, however it may get to us. Um, and I heard somebody say this before on television as well, that we don't really address it then and there. I think it was Jay-Z that said this, that we don't address the issue. We let it fester and grow and grow. And the more we just know it's there, we know the pain is there, we don't act on it until it's too late. And then now we got to have surgery on it. And then people still decide whether or not they want to have it because, they've been so used to living with that pain that they don't address it. Well, you have that cancer in yourself. Okay. You have that thing that has been bothering you for a long time. You didn't address it when it actually happened. You just kind of ignored it and let it make its way through the years, through times, through friendships, through residences, and it didn't quite come to a realization to where it needed uh, to be taken care of at the time. We just kind of let it roll on. But the more you began to ignore that thing, it began to eat at you and grow, and you really didn't pay attention to it as often because you got comfortable living with that behavior. And you got a past, man. You got that type of probably mental anger or abuse or something that happened in your life that you're not comfortable growing from. You haven't really learned to balance your checkbook or your bank account, or you haven't learned to develop good eating habits, and you're starting to reflect and show in the way that you live. And all of a sudden, because you're so accustomed to eating, 2 and 3 pieces of chicken every time you have a meal, but now you see this nice fitness chick and her body's looking good and she's banging. Well, having a salad once a week doesn't change the fact that you still got these bad habits, man, and it's affecting your body. Nah, man, you got to let that heal. If that's the kind of life that you want to live, start to live that sooner and adjust and adapt to it, because if you got this past that you have not addressed, you're going to start to lie about these things that go on in your lifestyle to cover up and just keep putting layers over and over and over and over the pain to where it looks as if it doesn't become recognizable. But sooner or later, it's going to come out, right? We have to address this where it is, man. We got to talk about this for what it really is, because if you're putting yourself in a situation to where not only are you hurting yourself, but you're hurting other people around you, man, look, they don't know you. And if you've heard that before, fellas, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are anymore, because you're starting to check. Well, it was already in you, and you never really healed from that and took the time to make the adjustment to say that this is who I am. And do I want to get away from this type of behavior so I can have a different lifestyle, not only for yourself, but the people who you are, coming in connection with and growing with, or that you say that you want to be around. We got to do this. We have to address these things, because we create patterns and lifestyles, man, that just, you're not the same. You're not the same person who you think you are. You're living a lie, a double life. You got to heal from that past. If you say it's the past, let it be the past. Develop from the past and grow from the past. And come on, we have to do this. We got to do this. Looking at these threads and these text messages, man, that's cool. I like this. Let me slide this off my phone right here. Getting texts from the family. Mom sent me some messages. I don't think she listened to the show. Half of the stuff I got from my mom, she gave me some good game and good insight. Hopefully, I'm looking back on this show years down the road, and I can see how much of an influence my parents have had on me to kind of help me put me in certain situations. How I got to this platform, folks, we're talking about, top 10 reasons why men lie. How I actually came onto internet and online radio, and this is true, it's not a lie, is because it was a tool for me. I was dared actually by a friend of mine, dared me to actually get on the platform and use this to see what I could do to, interact and do some roundtables and discussions. But what really intrigued me about getting into online radio was the fact that my son, who didn't live with me, lived with his mom, would be able to hear my voice when the show was over. The message would always be recorded. And I had the opportunity to grow whatever I was saying. And even when I'm gone or whatever life I was living at the time, I could grow and develop, but my voice would continue to be heard so that no matter what time or what I was doing, I could be heard by my son and my voice would still carry on. So that is the reason why I'm on this platform, because it can still, to this day, this is still part of why I do this. Now, as you begin to grow in your craft and do certain things, you may encounter people along the way who see what you're doing. And it's not a knock on anybody on what I'm saying. It just happens. It just does happen. You're going to grow and mature to hit people who kind of see what you're doing, want to follow in certain things because it does look great. It's exciting. It is entertaining. It does bring a bit of attention. But if you're in a level of competition, then I don't compete, if you will, on a platform to be the most recognized. I don't compete for the spotlight. I don't compete for the recognition. That's not the reason why I step on this platform. The reason why I step on this platform is to enlighten and encourage and allow me to learn to be a better parent, to be a better listener, in the future to be a better husband. I'm not perfect. If you got a past, you got a different life. What do you have to do and want to do to make those changes and shift away from the past that you've had and grow into mature into a whole different platform? So you have to be able to do that. And somebody had actually asked me once before, this guy's trying to, compete with you or think they're going to have a better show than you. Well, if you're competing with me and you really want to compete, then you have to know the competition is not for the best platform. That'll come based on the content and the way you carry yourself and deliver it. But if you really want to compete, then you have to compete with me in being a better father, and being a better role model and influence to my own family. Now, if you want to compete and be on a platform to say that I can be a better father to your son than you can, then all means we can have a competition, because that's not the platform that I'm opening up to you, and that's really not why you're here. So people, they'll tend to step away from that because they see it on a whole different level. I had to address that. Somebody asked me, why do you do this? Why are you doing this? Well, that's the reason why. It's been a few years I've been on here, but I had to come back, man. The platform is here. The motivation is here. The spirit is here. And you all are here. So if you're getting some good game, talk about this. Let's be real. Let's be 100. Somebody said it doesn't compliment you is a better way just to tell the truth. You're absolutely right. Someone else said a lot of men lie because a lot of us don't have the mental capacity to engage women. Ooh, that's for real. Look, be honest with yourself, folks. The top 10 reasons why men lie. We're having this discussion tonight because it's necessary. Okay, this is not something that we're badgering people on. This is not something that we're just trying to say is something that is absolutely horrible. No, what we're saying is this is a necessary discussion topic because it's going on. We're having the issues. We're having the discussion because we go through it. And again, the platform is there for us to talk, to learn with one another, to talk with one another, and to grow. It's the online happy hour. Pour yourself a drink, sit back, relax. Let's get this in and talk about the top 10 reasons why men lie. We hit number 4. Let's hit number 3. Men lie because they want to get out of doing things. Look, man, I don't feel like it, is ultimately what you have to say. But because men lie, what we're going to say is, I don't want to clean this house. I don't want to cut this grass. I don't want to pick up these groceries. You know, you don't want to come out of a routine per se, just because you hit a level of comfort. That just ain't what you want to do. So you don't want to say, I don't want to do that, or for me, I do not like grocery shopping. That's something I'm blessed with this thing called Instacart, and these Walmart online purchases. Love it. For me to go in the grocery store at this time of my life is freaking confusing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's not something that is in the norm. I'm not gonna really lie about it. I'll be totally upfront with you about that. And if I go in the store, I'm gonna be a minute. It ain't something I want to do. Listen, if you have a certain routine that you're used to doing, you lie about it because you're going to come back to the whole nagging thing, to spare the feelings. If this man is working hard, or he works in the office, and all of a sudden he has to stay late to work to either do something, or just wants to take a little time to get home because he knows once he get there, hey, the level of peace and quiet is going to be a bit different, because you're going from one atmosphere where it's work, it's chaos, it's around coworkers and people of that nature. Even in COVID, you're probably going to work, still going to the office. But then you take that drive home and you have that little downtime that you have for whatever it is you do. Listen to your music, sing off key, or just enjoy your private time. And then when you get back to your home environment, that element is totally different. You got laundry you got to do. You've got discussions you got to have. You got bills you got to pay. You got children you got to see. Whatever it is may be. And he just may say, look, I got to work a little bit late tonight. I normally get home about 6:30, but tonight I'm getting home about 7:20. I'll be a little late. And he just ain't coming home right now for whatever it is he's doing. Is he lying to you? Yeah. Is he doing something wrong? Probably not. But we don't allow that to happen because, again, going back to the emotions, if he were to tell you, look, baby, I just need some time right now. Let me be me, or let me just go see, what Craig and them talking about. Or if I just, want to have some downtime, just me. Not everybody gets that in that moment. Okay. It may be, okay, well, why could you come and talk to me about it? Probably so, but in the moment, it probably wouldn't be something that you were willing to receive. Now, I'm not saying that your level of communication is going to be different and you don't know your man, but sometimes, ladies, you all want to get in a quiet place, and sometimes you just want that to be respected. I just need a minute. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me get where I need to be and shut it down for just a moment. Or, hey, he's in the fantasy football draft. He knows how you feel about football. You're not a football fan. And look, I got to run over here and put my picks in, or whatever the case may be, but I'm going to be a little late getting home. But I may have to slide through, Chris's house real quick and get that taken care of, and, get on the board or whatever, however you might want to do it. Or I may want to go have a drink with the fellas just real quick, because I know when I get home, I got a list of honeydews that have to be taken care of that I'm just not ready to do tonight just yet. Okay? Just don't feel like doing it. The game is coming on. There's a game tonight on Thursday Night Football. May not really be in a rush to do that, but I'm just getting some to a place where I can wind down and relax and just stop for just a moment. Dudes will put everything out there to give you all excuses in the book, and he just doesn't want to do it right now. Why those chores have to be done right then and there? How come you couldn't fold the clothes? How come you couldn't do the laundry? How come you couldn't take little Timmy to practice? Not to say that he didn't want to do it. I just don't want to do it right now. And as a human being, I have the right to shut down and break down and just sit back. You hear me say that. Why a human being? Because that's who the hell we are. We're all human beings, man. Sometimes we categorize things by race, and it can be. But when we're talking about men, the top 10 reasons why men lie, just men in general. This is the reasons why. We won't sit back and I got something else I don't want to do right now. And that's really the bottom line. So how you receive it, ladies, and I need to sit down for a minute. I ain't feeling this right now. I ain't feeling you right now. How about that? Just don't want it. Just don't want to do it right now. And it has to be received. Okay. We don't receive that enough on a regular basis, because if I have to lie to you about just some peace and quiet, or I have to get back in my man cave and not really be bothered by anybody, or fake sleep because I don't want to deal with your ass right now. Yeah. I don't feel like doing it. I just don't feel like being bothered with it. It's not where my energy needs to be. My business owners who are out there, if you have a business that you want to promote and talk about what it is that you're doing, this is the right place for it. Just like you're listening and just like you're observing what's going on the show, think about that business owner that's out there right now, that individual who needs to learn more about your product or what you have going on. Everybody has someone or know someone or did themselves have a quote unquote side hustle, or actually has a genuine business that they'd like people to know more about. The platform is here. We can talk about some ways to help you increase your audience and get more people to recognize some of the things that you have going on. The holidays are coming up. We are consumers by habit. You're not going to the stores as often. So I encourage you, said business owner, step your online game up. Let it be known that you can, get your packages shipped and sent, just like the Amazons, just like the eBays, just like the Etsy's, just like all the other platforms that people purchase from. So if you're no different than them, let's find a way to help get your business out there and let people know what you have going on to, increase your streams of revenue. It can always be helpful. That's just what we do. Post some drinks, have some discussions, keep it 100. Spend some money and make some money. That's how we live it. Continue to follow me on the platforms. Andy Brown Speaks on Twitter, here on Facebook, on the YouTube channel, and also in the social media groups. So this is what we do. We're talking about the top 10 reasons why men lie. For those who are just now tuning in, shame on you for just not getting this message, but we're glad that you're here. And I appreciate you making time to watch this. It's been a lot that's been discussed, and we've got a little bit of time left to kind of knock out two more. But let me do this so that you all can know what's going on. I'm going to recap one more again for the folks who are just now getting here. So the top 10 reasons why men lie. Number 10, they want to be controlling. All right. He got something on his mind. He's trying to be that guy, pat his chest, and let you know that he got you, but it ain't always the right way. He's controlling. Check that shit. Number 9, he's immature. He's 45, but he's thinking like he's 25, or he's not quite there mentally to get where he needs to be to help you in your relationship. That's a no-no. Number 8, it's just about desire for sex. All he wants to do is tap that ass and send you on your way, and that's really not the best thing to do. And Georgie Porgy shit don't work. It shouldn't work. But hey, there's some horny chicks out here in this quarantine world, so you just never know. Number 7, he wants to impress you. He's going to do all the right things the wrong way to get your attention, to make you see all the stuff that really isn't him, and build a relationship that's built on a lie. Number 6, He doesn't want to hurt your feelings. He's going to spare you the tears because what he knows, how you feel, is important enough to let the truth be in the back corner for just a little while. Number 5, he's insecure. He's just not confident with himself. So he's going to lie to himself and then lie to you about what's going on. And that's not very cool. That's not very necessary and definitely not healthy at all. Number 4, he's got a real bad past. His past isn't what it is. He hasn't healed from that. There's some things going on with his personal life that just aren't where they need to be. And he hasn't grown into knowing that there's some change that has to take place. So he's going to lie about who he is because he has not really come from that place where he's at to mature to where he is right now. So that's a big problem. Number 3, he wants to get out of doing things. Brother doesn't like the chores. He doesn't like to run errands. He doesn't like to go to the store. He right now just may not want to spend time going to certain events with you because this ain't his flavor. Not to say it's a bad thing. Just the reason why I'm in line, he doesn't want to do it. So we've hit 70% of the show. Where are we at? Number 2 right now. Number 2, top 10 reasons why I'm in lie is really to avoid getting caught. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I meant it. It's just what it is. Just what it is. Listen, nobody wants to get caught. Nobody wants to get caught doing something that they know they had no business doing. And I know, ladies, the first thing that you're thinking of, he's cheating. No, he just doesn't want to get caught doing something he had no business doing. All right. When you met him, he was little Luther Vandross, right? Now that y'all been dating, he's big Luther Vandross. And he shouldn't have been eating them fucking pieces of cakes and chicken wings and donuts and shit at night. But what was you doing? What were you doing? I just had to go downstairs and say a prayer. I had to get away from the atmosphere for just a moment. I had to clear my head. No, you had something you had no business doing. Told you not to be doing that, and yet and still you wanted to go ahead and do it. It's just human nature, really, for both men and women, but it kind of is what it is. But men, we have a particular way of doing things and twisting them around so that we put the blame on you. What do you mean, AB? What you talking about? Well, we put all the excuses on you so we don't end up hurting both of us. For example, I had a discussion about the bad macaroni and cheese earlier, but let's look at the fact that what if they are a good cook? You got this plated bowl of chili down there, this big pot of chili you put on. It's about chili season. And you got this bowl of chili down there, and he's had 3-4 bowls already. Babe, what are you doing? Oh man, just checking on the weather. Just want to go outside and check on the weather. I'm just gonna come down here and you told me to clean out the refrigerator, and that's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning out the refrigerator. I'm cleaning out the chili that's in the refrigerator and making it easy on this dishwasher. Now you got no business in the fridge. You got no business eating all this fucking chili because your ass is getting fat. But now you want to sit around and you want to blame her. Well, she shouldn't have cooked all this food. Maybe if you didn't cook so much and cook this way, maybe I wouldn't. Somebody got to eat it. I don't know why you cooked all this food. Come on, man. No, we're not doing that. Or you're sneaking back an old habit that you used to have, and you don't want to get caught. There could be some cigarette smokers out there. Well, you said you quit. Well, yeah, I did, but right now I'm a little stressed, and I don't know how to deal with this. So I just had to get outside for a walk. But I smell that cigarette on you. Well, if y'all hadn't been worrying me or stressing me or, having to stop by the store, I wouldn't have to get out and I wouldn't have to buy those cigarettes. So I just have to, pitch a fight and make a fuss and go ahead and do about all that and just get y'all off my back. There are people out there who what they do is, and I've seen it happen many times before, not just one situation. There are people who will cause a ruckus, man. They will actually cause a fight know how to pick at your nerves and come to you in a way that it will totally push you off and push them away to where they throw their hands up and say, you know what, I don't want to deal with your ass no more. You just get out of my sight. So they can go ahead and do what they got to do. You know, they know you. Okay. Lady, he knows you. He knows what he has to say to get away from you. And he knows what he has to do, to start that little argument to make you upset so you don't want to be around him. And now I can go do what I got to do. Not to say that he's out cheating, and that's the first thing people want to think about when he's cheating. But he just wants to get away. He just wants to step away for just a moment and not deal with the immediate things. We talked about getting out of doing chores. I don't want to deal with this right now. Maybe he has a bad habit that he hasn't, come to grips with, that he just wants to get away, or is lined up to play his favorite video game and doesn't want to hear your mouth. I just need to get away. I need to talk to you, or whatever the case may be. Or I don't want to have this issue or this conversation over and over again. So I'm gonna remove myself from it altogether, and I'm gonna say you're the one that started. I'm gonna put all the blame on you, so that I don't have to continue to address this issue over and over and over again. Yes, men do that. Men lie. We do it, and I get it. So, ladies, you want to hear? I know that some people are saying and chiming in and saying that he is cheating. Okay, you want to talk about the cheating? We can talk about the cheating. Let's open up that can, shall we? Very good. As it relates to the top 10 reasons why men lie to avoid getting caught, of course not. If he's cheating on you, he doesn't want to get caught in most cases. If he gets caught and you found out, it's because he wants you to find out about it. So yeah, we can open up that door. We can talk about that. But if it's to avoid getting caught, then there's a certain element of not wanting to deal with the relationship anymore. It happens more often than not. You've heard, or if you read pages from my book, Second Place Women Who Come In First. I talk about that, and I open up those situations and those instances. He doesn't really want to deal with you anymore. Okay, there's a certain aspect of why he's not happy with what's going on in your relationship that he'll step out and get away. If you're not in agreement with where his career choice is going, the brother can make a way to step out. It happens. Ladies, you all do it too. So it's not to say that there's one from another. There's going to be instances where, cheating is just going to happen. And nobody said that you're going to avoid it. You may just date a cheater, and you may not date a cheater. It's as simple as that. But the emphasis isn't always on cheating. I think the emphasis is primarily on the lie, whether or not, you're opening up to that. You don't have to always look at that as the end all be all, or just the expectation that cheating is going to make you, question his movements. Sometimes the brother just wants a little peace and quiet. Sometimes he's not really able to handle who he is, the man. And listen, let's look at that. Let's just kind of backtrack that whole thing and look at that thing from a cheating, if you will, aspect. Right? So I said what I said. He's controlling, right? If he's controlling and he's dominating you, and he's trying to be way more than he really lets on, cheating isn't much of a concern, is it? No, it's not a concern, because at that point in time, he's spending all that energy and trying to manipulate you. Let that cheating stuff go. And I'm not saying it's not an issue, but you don't have to fester. You're missing so much more in different signals if you focus on cheating. Okay. If he has a desire for sex and he's trying to get at you, well, he's trying to, if he ain't trying to get with me, he must be trying to get with somebody else. No, it's not always the case. We let that cheating thing be the ultimate sin, and that's unfortunate because we don't open up these doors, and talk about this. He doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Doesn't mean he's cheating. Again, you have to look at that, because I hear the ladies talk, man. I hear y'all say that, he's lying because he's cheating. No, no, no. It's not always it. Keep your mind away from that. This is hell tonight. Keep your mind away from that. Don't take away from it, but don't let that be the end all be all for the reasons that you're not discussing and you're not talking about stuff. We talk about his level of insecurity. Is he not comfortable with himself that he's cheating? It's a possibility, but don't let that fester on there. There's some other healing that has to take place, for him to heal about his own levels of insecurities before you even open up that door to address what's going on with him and somebody else. He got to get that shit right with himself. And we don't really open that door to talk about that enough. So as we really kind of look at overall what goes on with someone, ultimately it has to do with their decisions and what they are, what choices that they're making about and for themselves that we're not really looking at or paying attention to. There's a lot that of the effect of what they do. Oh my God, he's stepping out on me, or he's doing something different. Let's heal the man where he is, in order that he can get some control, so that he can get himself in order, and really, man, that he can find peace in what he's doing. We were not hitting that. Somebody said people should just break up with him and move on. Maybe so. Maybe so. I'm not saying that that's not a solution, but think about the fact that are we allowing that person to know what happened and why they're causing this issue? Because if we're not addressing that, we're gonna have those same issues over and over and over again. That person is not going to be able to understand or live with that and have the same past haunt them over and over again because they haven't healed from it. If we break up with them and we don't discuss the reasons why, and they sit back and they're still in that same spot, then they're not getting what they need to move forward with where they need to go for either a better relationship with you or a different and better relationship with somebody else. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to address these issues where they are and really talk about them and open up this whole chapter. If we stay focused on one thing, this is cheating, and trust me, I'm not saying it's just that needs to be overlooked. What I am saying is it's more than just cheating. It's more to it than just that. There's some therapy that needs to happen, man. If you are constantly lying to yourself and to others, stopping you from cheating ain't gonna fix it. Okay. You have to be able to recognize and understand that, hey, this is bigger than me, because the cheating is just the outlet. Okay. It's just the outlet. You haven't healed anything yet. Sleeping with somebody else doesn't fix this, or be like, you know what? I'm going to try something different in an attempt to make my situation better at home. That's not it. That doesn't fix shit at all. What you have to do is say, this is the problem. Okay. How did I even get to this problem? Is this something that can be rectified in the situation that I'm in now? And if so, where do I need to go moving forward? And what does that look like? Okay. So much bigger and so much beyond, because if you're not honest with yourself, that is not going to fix anything. We've seen what happened to the Steve McNairs, and we've seen what happened to people who get caught up with the cheating and the R. Kellys and all that kind of crazy shit. So just think about your actions, man, before you move. Think before you speak. Speak before you move. And when you do move with a certainty of where you're trying to go. So you've heard me talk about it. We've hit 9 good reasons. Did y'all get some? Are y'all getting some insight out of this? Again, man, thumbs up, man. Hit some love. Hit me some likes. Show me some flav, man. Show me some insight. Share this page with somebody else. Let's go ahead and dive off into this thing. Recap one more again for the folks who are just not getting this. Top 10 reasons why men lie. Number 10, he's controlling. Number 9, he's immature. Number 8, there's a desire for sex. Number 7, he's trying to impress you. Soft, man. I don't get that. Number 6, he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. Number 5, ugh, the brother's just insecure. Number 4, he's got a secret past. Number 3, he avoids responsibility. Number 2, he doesn't want to get caught doing anything. And the number one reason, let me share this with you and be very, very detailed. The number one reason why I believe men cheat is to avoid drama. Yes, I said, yes, I mean it. Basically, this dude is ultimately living in fear. Okay. We don't cause no trouble. We don't bother nobody. Real lottie-dottie type environment. Okay. He doesn't want to upset you and have you react dramatically when he tells you the truth about how he felt about something or what he wanted from the relationship or the aspects of what you all discussed up front. Okay. Men in general, if you are a good man and a wholesome man, and some say passive aggressive, whatever the case may be, but if you really are at peace with yourself, right, you can quickly learn to adapt to the behavior of your significant other to keep the peace. You can do that. You don't want no drama. You don't want no shit. If he could tell you a little white lie to avoid some drama and make life a little bit easier, why wouldn't he do that? Why would he ever want to open up and tell you something that he knows is going to start some shit with you? What do you mean, AB? What you talking about? What is all that about avoiding shit, talking shit? What is that? Because you don't want no smoke, man. You don't want to constantly come in to a nagging situation. My Bible readers out there can tell you, a man would rather live on the corner of a tin roof than to live with a nagging woman. I don't want this, man. I'm not trying to be around all this nagging and fussing. Constantly exhaling and hearing a bunch of stuff that what I shoulda, coulda done with my life and what's going on with you and what I should have did and how things could have been better. And it can come off. Now, trust me, it can come off as if you meant well. It can come off as if I just wanted to talk to you. Or it can come off as if, man, it is just another problem. I don't want no drama. I don't want no issues. I just want peace. I need to keep my blood pressure down. I'm not trying to have all this. If I can date myself, I'm going to go back to a time where I was watching a cartoon, an animated series, Tom and Jerry, right? And the mammy lady, this was so freaking racist, but it made a point. She was fussy, man. She was arguing. You know, Tom didn't want that smoke. He just wanted calm. He wanted peace. Let me get this freaking mouse out of my damn house. He's in my way. I just want to lay down and have a good time, eat my food, and not be bothered. But every time I end up doing something, this freaking lady is tagging this broom across my head and doing something, and this freaking mouse is on my nerves, and she don't know that I'm trying to keep this mouse out of the problem. And after a while, Tom was like, you know what? We just gonna end up being cool. Because every time I'm trying to get rid of this mouse in the house, I end up being the one being blamed for it. This is better, man. I don't want that drama. I don't want that. That happened in the animated world. You've seen the Looney Tunes where Daffy Duck was married, where Porky they all got married to these nagging chicks, and they just want to sit back and not deal with the issues. Like, oh man, I don't want to go through all that. You know, you're not communicating thoroughly with your significant other when your conversation comes off in nagging and frustrating and depressing and putting others down and constantly at a war of words because you all can't find the right words to talk to and with one another. So a reason why a man will lie to you is because he don't want that smoke. He don't want that issue. He just wants to be calm. He wants to avoid drama. and he wants to be able to say, look, let me have some peace. Let me come home and lay down. Let me be in a place where I don't have to deal with this foolishness, or let me come to some love. Can we be greeted in love? Can we talk in love? And can we get together and open up dialogue with one another without it always being a war? It's bad enough that we have to deal with this foolishness right now in our society. But there's a lifestyle to somebody. When you build a home, you want to come back to a place of peace where you rest your head, where you lay your body, where you have your meals. That is your place of peace. And if we can't come to a place of peace and grow and communicate with one another, then shame on us for trying to go out here in the world and try to correct problems that are going on out there when we're not on the same page and own the same house that we live in. So I encourage you folks, if you got some good insight about this show tonight, please, if nothing else, go to your significant other, talk to them about what's going on, share some insight with them, and say, hey, look, let's do what we got to do. Let's do what we got to do. Let's be what we got to be, and let's see what needs to happen to grow. Somebody said if a man has to lie to a woman to find peace, he's with the wrong woman. Probably so. I don't knock that at all. That's real talk. And also at the same time, if you have not communicated that you need peace in your home, you are definitely with the wrong woman, and with the wrong person. So be on the same page, folks. Have good communication. I hope this information was good for you. I hope you got some good game out of what we discussed. And I hope that you will continue to follow what's going on right here each and every Tuesday and every Thursday. I'm here to hit you with some real good game. Sometimes it's going to be just me. Other times it may be somebody who has some insight to say. So the phone lines are going to be open. The guests are going to be there. We may have some people tune in with us from time to time. So you all know some of these famous artists. Are you all familiar with John Legend? John Legend, the actor or the singer? Yeah, he just went through a situation with his family, but he's not going to be here next week. I'll be able to talk to somebody else and give y'all some insight. But just kind of keep a smile on your face, man. If you got some good game, like I said, and you have some good insight, do me a favor. Just tell 3 more people to tune in with you next Tuesday, 7:00 p.m. to get some good game, get some good advice, and get some good sound out of what we do when we talk about it. On behalf of my family, I want to say good night to my folks. Go mob to my frat, and I'm gone. It's your main man, Andy Brown, right here on the Online Happy Hour. So cheers to y'all. Peace.